Nice to have you back, my esteemed followers, to this Web API Enhancement series. Today, we shall be looking at activity logs using Nlog in ASP.NET. The importance of logging cannot be overlooked in software development because of some of the benefits as seen on the screen. With a proper login in your application, one can track users' activities. It will help you to understand the user and their behavior as well. It can help to monitor the performance analysis of the system and so many others. So for compliance, audit log is always required. So as a developer, you cannot say you are done with your development without proper logging. And that is the essence of today's discussion. We want to look at Nlog. How can we use Nlog to track activities, to boot web apps to Azure or to a VM or local server as seen on the screen? So the following activities are what we shall carefully just do. It's going to be a very brief video. We log on to the Azure environment to create the Blob storage, then copy the connection string, just work our Visual Studio deploy and see if we'll be able to have those activities in the logs. Make one or two adjustments to the solution. So it's not going to be a very long one, like I said. So let us hit the ground running. Let's go straight to the Azure environment to create and see exactly what we are looking at. But at the end of the day, our application, whether you deploy to Azure as a web app or you deploy to a VM, a private server, you'll be able to see the logs. So it's using one stone to kill two birds. That's what I want to achieve this morning. So this is my Azure environment. I need to create a storage. Let's create a storage account. So let's create a storage account. It has brought us here. This is where we need to create. Let's click on create storage. All right. This is the only subscription here. Remember our last discussion, we created a resource group for our application. So we'll still continue with that. Then let's have this as, let me say, EMP storage. Okay. Okay. Account name, EMP storage. Okay. HGB. Let me see this. EMP storage. Okay. Let's leave the location, the region. Use the free version. For the redundancy, we can leave it for Joe, or we make it just a local redundant, but anyone doesn't mean. So let's move to the next stage. This is very important. Allow enabling anonymous access. This one we need to check it for the sake of this test environment, but in production you do not need to check this. Otherwise, people will have a direct access to the log, which eventually is not our expectation. So let's move on. Enable access, we just take all this as a default. Let's move on. Data protection. Okay, we have data protection. There's not much information here. All right. Okay, here I just pick all files. Let's move. We don't need tag for separation. All right, let's view and probably create. Okay, this summary of what we have just configured. Let's try to create. After the creation, we need to copy the connection string. This is exactly what we'll be using from our .NET environment. Okay, deployment is succeeded, as you can see. Let's go to resource, go back. All right, here we are. Okay, this is the storage we just created. Okay, storage just created. You can see this EMP storage AGB. Let's let's go to the access key, where we can copy the connection string. Okay, as you can see connection string. Let's copy this first one. Let's keep it. Let's keep it because we're going to use it as we move on. Okay, I've copied the connection string to keep somewhere. All right, let's move straight to Visual Studio environment to bring in some NuGet packages. Let's bring these NuGet packages. So if it's a new solution, you can equally just bring it up. But these NuGet packages are very, very important for us to get access to the Nlog. So I go to NuGet packages. So as we can see, this is the first package we need to install. Let's quickly do that. Let's try to install it. Installation is ongoing. That is done. Let's quickly install the second one, the Nlog Azure Storage Blob extension. So the essence why we are using this blob storage is because if you deploy application as a web app, you don't have a server directly that you are going to be installing other things into. You cannot create a file in a drive. So that is the differences. So we try to use the physical server and a drive. So they have been installed. Let's move to the next, where we need to create the Nlog.Config file. It will be installed successfully. So let's create a file in this web application. Go to add resources. Just create a config file. Okay, you can see it's created and it's nothing is inside. So we need to just paste an item inside. So it's on a XML file format. I have updated it. What I did is just to copy this content and put here. These are the extensions, what we brought in just now, the NuGets that we installed. So here is where we need to do some changes. Our storage file, just put the storage name here. Let me check the storage name here again. I think I use let me check the storage name from the application. From the Azure environment. Right, this is the storage name. We can copy it anywhere. You can still see it to copy here. You can copy it, copy the name. Let me take the name to this place. This is the name of my Azure storage. This is the name here. This is going to write to it. It's important to indicate this, the rule. This one is going to write to. For all files, these all files is a target. You can see the second target is target one. Target one is to write to Azure Blob Storage. I can use this logs emp logs emp, for instance. Okay, all right. For this local one, I can have a emp nlog emp nlog. So this is the destination for local one. This is where it's going to write it to. For the blob, it's going to write here. So even when you display this application as a web app to Azure environment, it will still work perfectly. So this is how to edit the Nlog file. The target is very, very important here. So the next thing, let's save. let's move to quickly adjust the program file. We need to add some content to the program file. Let me put this, let me say logs. Let's define logs. Let me bring a little content here to avoid the time wasting. So here I'm defining the path to this nlog file. As you can see, this nlog, we're trying to locate the path within the application. Then let's resolve this to use a NLog.Web reference to the nuget that we installed. Okay, then builder.login to clear default provider, whatever that is being used by the application before, clear it so that we cannot use nlog. Then this will enable tracing, which means when we set minimum level, is you can see the various level we have trace 0, debug. So if we enable tracing, it will be able to gather much information, even the method where it is coming from outside the message that you are, whether message or error that you are passing. So you should be able to capture all of them. So this whatever I put here, you can get it in my repo. At the end of the day, when I publish, I will put the repo link there. You can get the nlog file there, the program file, whatever we updated, we can be gotten there. So we have done this. Let's quickly now make updates. Let's make updates to any of the resources or endpoints so that we can have a test of what we've done. First, let me remove the authorization so that we can quickly test whatever we are doing here. Let me say, okay, to get all employees, where's my get all employees? Assuming I access this method, get basic employee, get all employees. Okay, get all employees basic info. Let's go here, go to the implementation. So we start by bringing the iLogger here to be able to get this item. So I can access the log itself. We're going to use iLogger to access it here. So let's use okay. Let me use private read only. Sorry, private read only. Read only. Use iLogger. Use iLogger. Read iLogger. Okay, let me iLogger. Put the class name here. Okay. Let's pass it to the constructor the same way. Okay. So logger, I'm gonna have this underscore logger underscore logger. Okay. All right. So we have brought it here. The nlog will now have access to it. Whatever we log in this very concrete class now, you can do it from controller anywhere. Whatever we log, we'll be able to see it in the log file that will be created. So where is my get all just now? It's my get all basic employees. Okay. So let's quickly adjust this place. We can have a message. Let's try to have a message. Let's say underscore logger dot we're going to log information. Okay. Log information. Will be user visited. Okay, we can have a little message here. a message user visited here. This is the date time dot okay to string. So let's do this. We assume a user, whenever we try to access this method, it will let us know that a user visited here. Write that information here. Let's say we are interested in just creating the log file and writing to it. So this whole thing, an object can equally be defined, that we have maybe the user ID that came in, the IP the user came in. Once you populate, you pass through it, and you should be able to have it in your log file. Because of this little text, we are just going to write a small, just like this, to read. So I can confirm that irrespective of any location where you use this iLogger, where you bring it into the constructor and use it, you will be able to have that activity tracked in that log file. That is exactly what we are trying to do here. So we have defined this. What is next? I think there's no that thing here apart from us trying to publish and move on. We have updated the Concrete class. We have updated the program file. We've added the nuget and the nlog. So that is what we have done here. We now need to try to publish and test this. So for users that are just coming on board, we have been on this project for a while. You can visit my YouTube channels to see the progress. So the last time we did a CI/CD on this particular project, and this is exactly where we are. This is my DevOps environment. What we did the CI/CD. So if I come here, I see my release and my pipeline. So if I update now, I expect this to peak. Then that will take us to the deployment environment for us to see the application. So we're going to look at that briefly. It's okay. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so before I test, I just created this folder, these logs in my drive C. As you can see, it's empty because from the nlog, we said that is where the local one will go. This is the location. So I just created it in case I want to run this application in a private server. If I'm running it in Azure cloud, I do not need that. But let's quickly do this. Let's run and see if that will be created. Okay, yeah, question is up. All right, this is the method we updated just now. Let's see if I know actually I did not store a user here because the last time we deployed to Azure environment based on the config, we didn't create employees. It's only users I believe we have there. So it's going to return no. Okay, this is it. So let's quickly visit. Let's see where's my folder just now, the drive C. All right, you can see it's here. If I copy this content, let's see whether it was written to it. Okay, Control C. Where is it just now? Okay, this is it here. If I open it. Okay, this is it here. That's right. Control F, Control V. Let's see if this was written to it. So you can see, and the time is okay. It's that's written to this time here. This is what we have here so far. So it has written it to read. What we now need to do is to equally see. We'll take it up to the Azure environment. Let's deploy to Azure environment and run it from there to see if a file will equally be created at the storage, the Azure storage blob. So this is the local machine. Let's try to deploy this solution and see where it takes us to from here. Thank you. Just hold on. So let me try to commit nlog added. Let's commit this and try to push if it will go. All right. 2 minutes. Okay. It's pushed successfully. Let's now try to see the DevOps, whether it is it has taken the pipeline and the release, deploying it to the destination, which is the Azure. Okay, you can see the pipeline is running, which means as we committed from that environment, it is trying to deploy to the Azure destination. So we can equally use this to monitor the release if it's there. So let's just wait briefly for it to be done. Once we get to the destination, we can now come to the Azure environment. Let's go home. We can, I think, Azure the web app. Where's my web app? Web service. Okay, the service plan. Okay, this is the solution in question. This is the solution based on our release pipeline. This is what we're going to add one or two things to. We add the Swagger to it to see if we can access all this. Then we view the storage account. Just hold on for it to complete. Okay. All right, please permit me. I think I omitted something here in the config file, the Nlog.Config. I am supposed to replace the connection string that I copied. You know, when we created the Azure storage account, there was a connection string we copied. I needed to put it here. I only just changed the name, MP. Let me change the name again. Let me change the name and make sure this config is perfect. All right. So EMP storage, that is the name of the Azure storage we created, which is what is here, which is what is going to write to. So it's only the connection string I changed. So I need to recommit for it to take effect to go to that storage account as expected. Let me quickly recommit. Updated nlog file. Let's commit and then move on. Okay, let's publish. Okay, at this level, I try to commit, it failed. So let's use the command prompt to see exactly what happened. These are some of the JIT issues we can always come across. Let's go to the folder, navigate to the folder, and let's run a cmd command, cmd. Right? cmd, let's come up. So let's set the JIT command environment. Let's set the URL, git remote set URL to where it is in the GitHub repo. This is the location of the code. Let's set it there. Let's try to now push. Let's push and see the error it will come up with. Let's try to push master. Okay. See if it will come up with error. Alright, I can see error. It is complaining because of this commit. Azure storage account access key. This is okay. It's complaining. Okay, to push, remove secret. So because those are Azure details, it's complaining because we will make it public. Let's copy this to our repo environment to tell it to bypass this. Let's see how that happens. To bypass, to take the secret as test or any other thing, so that because by default in production environment we are not supposed to expose this, otherwise people will use it to locate your solutions and do havoc. So that's why it is complaining. So let's look at how we can quickly resolve this. So I've pasted the URL here and you are seeing what it's saying, secret scanning, because this secret, that's why it will not allow it to be published to the repo. So let's just say we are using it for a test, and then allow me to expose it because it is false positive. I will fix it later. Let's, because of a test. Okay, so this, now with this, it should be able to allow the publish. So let's go back to the application again and try to push the content. So these are some of the JIT issues. You can see now it's published successfully. So when we go back to the DevOps environment, we should be able to see it trying to restart the processing. So after which the release, we go to the release environment. So if we go to release to see one or two items, okay, all right. As it, you can see the name of the application, this app service name. App service name, if you go to the Azure environment, that is exactly what we're having here. AGB temp reg, that's what we have here. This is where it will go to straight AGB test. So once the release is successful, it will go there. So let's monitor the pipeline. Once this one is done, it's transferred to the release, and once it's done, we can now move to the application to test. So you can see on the screen, the pipeline is completed. It's now in a release to production. That one is running. So while that is ongoing, I want us to equally use this tool. If you have it, Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer, if you have it installed, you can use it to access the storage by connecting to it. But if you don't have it, you can install it as well, and you use it to see the Blob storage content. So assuming I want to connect to it, I can just come here to say connect to Azure Blob Storage. What I will be required to put is the connection string of that blob. Should go to take me there. So it is here. I pick the Azure blob. Okay, I think the path is hidden. Can I bring it up? All right. Next, as for the connection string, which I can paste here, Control V and move. Connect. If it's successful, I should be able to see the storage. Okay. This is the storage we created just now. So we will have container, have the file, have the table, all of them will be there. So this is what we will see. See the blob. If you check the blob now, you are likely not going to see anything there. Check the file, you won't see anything. Okay, you won't see anything there. This default does not hold anything. If you check table, you won't see anything. This is queue, you won't see anything. So we are interested in the blob. These are just defaults. We're interested in the blob, the file that will be created. So let's go to the application itself. I think this has finished running the production. It means it's expected to be there by now. Let's go there. So this is the Azure environment. This is the app service. This is where we deploy that solution to. This is where we deploy. So this is the URL, the default URL. We just need to add a swagger/swagger extension to it /swagger this. I expected it to come up. Okay. Yes, this is where we are. This is the endpoint that we updated, so that whatever we do here, we'll be able to trigger the log. Okay, just the same way we saw before. Okay, this is it. Let's go to the environment. Let's try to go to the where is my the storage, EMP storage. This is the storage. This is the Azure storage. All right, so let's try to see if we have content in it. Let's go to container. Go to container. You can see the logs EMP is here. Look at the time that was there. So let's see if we can access it. If the public, that was the essence while we were opening the public before. Public access. Let's see if it will permit it. Control V for us to see the content. We have two ways. Okay, this referencer does not exist. Okay, maybe we cannot access it from here. So let's go through the Microsoft Azure Storage Explorer. Once you connect, you should be able to see whatever that is being done there. What you cannot see online, you can still see it here. So by default, this is the way we actually check the storage content. So the file has been created, which means what we did is working. Let's see it open. It has been opened. Let me drag it here. This is it. This is the one that was opened. And let me copy the content we were checking before. Let me try to open the application to see what we're checking. Where's my, okay, this user visited. This is what we're trying to check. User visited here. Let's try to see if it's in that Azure file. Control F, Control V. Okay, you can see it visited. So which means the file has been created in a Azure Blob environment, as you can see here. So every day a new file will be created for audit log. So basically, this is how we can use the same code to manage logging activities to both Azure Web App, which is going to the Blob storage, or the Drive C. So please, like I have always said, it's a little milestone. I will appreciate you visit my YouTube channel, like my post, make positive comments, and I will be glad. It's a way of encouragement to me. Make comments, subscribe if you've not subscribed. We can only get it better. So holistically, what we've done today is to use Nlog to track activities in Azure environment and at the same time on-prem environment. So the CI/CD we did is what has been on the ground. So this, we shall continue with it, an enhancement. Maybe the next time we shall be looking at using messaging to be able to log what we have done today. This one now we are pushing it from every angles, but we want to centralize the logging so that with maybe RabbitMQ, once you send message there, it picks it and log into the same file. So that is what we'll do next time. Thank you very much for your time. You're welcome.